Welcome to Tempo Timekeeping. This training is focused on entering your time into the Tempo timekeeping system. We'll review creating a new timesheet, entering time, validating your timesheet, submitting your timesheet, and recalling your timesheet to make changes. Let's get started. When you're ready to start entering your time for the month, simply click the Create button to generate a timesheet. In our case, this will create a timesheet for March 2020. Now let's take a look at the timesheet layout. The timesheet area is separated into two main sections. The left side is where you select how you spend your time, which projects you worked on, how much leave you took, etc. This section is customized for each Tempo client, so the fields you see when you log into your version of Tempo may not match the fields you see here in this training. Your supervisor or someone in HR will be able to instruct you on how to fill out this section of your timesheet. The right-hand side of the timesheet is for capturing the hours you spent. Your timesheet may have daily buckets for time, as shown here, or one monthly bucket for time, which looks like this. And note that Tempo accounts for state holidays. As you can see, March 31st was automatically designated as a holiday on this timesheet. You should also note that the cells on the timesheet are color-coded. White are days that you're scheduled to work. Gray are your scheduled days off, and red are scheduled holidays. People on alternate work schedules will have some pink days, which are days when a holiday falls on their regular day off. And here in the upper left, you can see that your timesheet status is currently new. Now that your timesheet is created, let's pick a program and enter some time. You'll use the drop-down list to select a program, then to the right, you'll enter the number of hours per day you worked on that program. If you worked on multiple programs in 1 month, you can add additional lines by clicking the Add Regular Hours option on the bottom of the panel. As you can see, a line is added and you can select another program. If you work on a large number of programs each month, you may want to use the full screen entry view. This view dedicates more of the screen to time entry. Just click the full screen entry button here in the upper right, and when you're done entering your time, click Done to go back. If you're required to add daily comments to account for your time, you can do so by right-clicking on a cell, selecting Add Comment, entering the information, and clicking OK to save. Cells that have comments have a yellow triangle in the upper right-hand corner. If you hover over it, the comment will pop up. You can also view all of your comments in a month by clicking the Daily Comments button here, then click Close when you're done. If you need to add an attachment to your timesheet, click the Show Timesheet Details button here and select the Attachments tab. Select the file to attach, add a description, then click Upload. When you're done uploading attachments, click the Hide Timesheet Details button. Once all of your time, comments, and attachments have been added, it's a good idea to validate your timesheet. Validating your timesheet allows the system to check your timesheet for warnings and errors. Let's validate this timesheet by clicking the Validate button here. Timesheet errors are listed here in red, and timesheet warnings are listed in blue. The system won't allow a timesheet with errors to be submitted. All errors must be corrected. However, the system will allow a timesheet with warnings to be submitted, but any warnings should be reviewed and corrected if possible. This timesheet has both errors and warnings. Let's correct them so that we can submit the timesheet. Our error message says, Line 3 does not have a program. In our demo system, all timesheet lines with hours worked require a program. That means that for this line, we have to enter a program. So let's do that. The next messages all refer to the number of hours entered. First, March 25th, Wednesday, has fewer hours than expected. 8 hours were expected versus 7 hours input. As you can see, there are only 7 hours entered for this day. Let's fix that. The next two warnings are related and both triggered by the fact that there were too many hours entered for March 26th. Let's adjust the hours. Now let's validate the timesheet again to ensure all the issues have been resolved. We'll click the Validate button again. This time the timesheet has passed all of the system validation rules. Great! Now that the time is entered and there are no errors or warnings, let's submit the timesheet. To submit the timesheet, click the Submit button here. The signature confirmation pop-up box will appear. By clicking Yes, you're agreeing that you have entered true and accurate timekeeping information. Let's click Yes. And that's it. Your timesheet has been validated and submitted. Once you submit your timesheet, the status changes to pending approval and is read-only. But what if you need to make a correction to your timesheet? If your timesheet is still pending approval, meaning that your supervisor has not yet approved it, you can recall the timesheet and make any necessary changes. You can check the status of your timesheet here or here on the Tempo homepage. Let's access the timesheet and click the Recall button, then click Yes. This will change your timesheet status back to draft and allow you to make updates. Let's change all the time for March 30th to a different program. Validate and resubmit. Perfect. Now let's assume some time has passed and your timesheet has been approved. As you can see, the status has changed from pending approval to approved. Once your timesheet has been approved, the only way to make changes to it is to initiate a timesheet amendment. Great! Now you know how to create a new timesheet, enter time, validate your timesheet, submit your timesheet, and recall your timesheet to make changes. Be sure to check out the other videos in the References, Information, and Links section to learn more.